You went on like an epic challenge last year.
I just wanted to play as much as possible. I'm going to say yes to everything. 50 gigs.
In 1 year.
A lot of like, okay, where am I today? And I'm not the best at figuring out what day of the week it is anyway. As long as I get on that coach or get on that train.
Check, 1, 2.
Yes, people, and welcome to White Room Sessions. We are back. It is season 2. I'm excited. There's so much this season going on. I can't wait. And my first guest will forever be the OG, which I'm told is not the original guinea pig. It is actually the original gangster, and it's Tellums.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
I'm good. No, you're more than welcome. Have you ever been called the original gangster before?
Never. I've never been that gangster.
You've never been that gangster? No. Well, today you are. Today you are here.
I should have brought sunglasses.
Maybe I can get you some. I can get you some shades.
Yeah. That'd be great, thanks.
You went on like an epic challenge last year, like genuinely. Like, tell me a bit about that and tell us a bit about that, like of kind of that challenge that you went on, of just touring, the gigs, like just everything. What was it about?
I just wanted to get out there. I just wanted to play as much as possible, and I think that stemmed from previous years being with the band and not being able to do as many shows because everyone's got other commitments.
Yeah.
And I think it was really freeing just to go, okay, I'm going to say yes to everything and just go and play wherever, whenever. I'll just drop everything and go. And I think I did that more so. I had kind of like a turning point halfway through the year. I went on holiday for like 2 weeks to Italy and went on this mega road trip with my friends.
Wow.
But I spent so much money. I got home, I was like, wow, imagine I put all that into music.
Yeah.
You know? I imagine, because I had to turn down gigs as well. So imagine I'd have just gone full steam ahead. So I got back and I was just like, right, I'm going 50 gigs. I'm going to count how many I've done before and I'm going to just try and get to that number.
In 1 year?
In 1 year.
So did you start in January or did you kind of
So I did like maybe 1 gig, 2 gigs in March.
Yeah.
And then it was very slow to get going. So I maybe did 1 a month.
Right.
And then from August, I started just going, okay, I'm going to book like 2 or 3 in a row, or I'm going to just kind of make sure my calendar is constantly full. I did a tour in October, which was basically, it wasn't a headline tour, but it was like I'm playing in all these different places. I'm just going to put them all on one list and just go, yeah, that's a makeshift tour. And that was amazing. It was like the best experience ever. But a lot of like, okay, where am I today? And I'm not the best at figuring out what day of the week it is anyway, but it was just like, okay, as long as I get on that coach or get on that train, I'll be absolutely fine.
You was there. Did you have a sense of like relief at the end of it? Was it like a celebration or was it kind of like, wow, that was a lot? Like when you finished, you got to, so what was the show number in the end that you did?
50.
50. So you did the 50.
Yeah.
It was close to the wire, right? Because I saw that. Following you on the socials, I was like, that was quite close. I think it was by the end of December. Was that New Year's Eve?
My last gig was in Nottingham on New Year's Eve at the Mistral.
In Nottingham as well. So you actually, oh right, okay.
So that was so crazy, and I've never done New Year's anywhere else.
Right. Okay.
So it was so special to actually be up here. Like I love playing this place. Like the Mistral.
Why? What is it special? It's special. What is special about Nottingham?
Just the people. The people, the musicians. You know, like people just turn up and they're up for it. And I never had that really. I mean, obviously other places are like that, but it takes longer to get the crowd going. I think up here, there's such like a special environment, and it helps that it's kind of a student town. But, you know, even if it wasn't that, I just think everyone here is just so in love with music and just so up for going out and giving stuff a chance. They
bring the energy.
They
That's
do.
what you're saying, right? You bring the energy, guys.
Yeah, they
and
bring
you
the
appreciate
energy.
that. I mean, it's so important as an artist, isn't it, to have that, you know, and be in a room and have a supportive crowd there.
Yeah.
And you can be in a room full of 1,000 people, but if it's not the right energy, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, and you can feel it, can't you? Where you can be in a room full of 20 people, but yet the energy is electric. Do you know what I mean? So that's really, really important. Speaking of which, so, you know, in terms of your White Room session that you're doing, like those songs. So talk us through the songs that you're doing today.
Okay, so I did an old one, which it's really, really strange. Like I haven't put out a song in 2 years. I just haven't felt like it was the time. And I was so focused on gigging and trying to just see as much of the country as possible. And the first song that I released that I really liked was Bubblegum Dreams. And just the support on that one was crazy. But I do it very differently acoustically, you know, and it's always enjoyable to kind of switch that up because it's so synthy, it's so upbeat, and it's nice to try and figure out, you know, those dynamics for an acoustic performance.
Let's hear it. This is Tellums and Bubblegum Dreams.
All right.
twisted today. All my great cards have gone away. Now clearly in the day, oh, I know that it will all be okay. Oh, level it all. Oh, level it all. Bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I know that you'll be okay. Bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I know that you'll be okay. Alright. Oh, this time they let you in. Oh, you're beautiful so much that it's a sin. It's truly frightening. The way we live, the world we live in. Oh, level it all. Oh, level it all. Oh, bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I know that you'll be okay. Bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I know that you'll be okay. We'll fall down, 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 and our heads won't touch the ground. And we'll soar through the skies, and our dreams will surf the night. Bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I hope you're doing okay. 2, 3, go. Bubblegum dreams, dancing the night away. However it seems, I know you're doing okay. And we'll fall down, 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 and our heads won't touch the ground. And we'll soar through the skies, and our dreams will surf the night. Thank you very much.
I like that as an acoustic version. I did hear your second song. What is it?
And then the second one is a song that's been around for those 2 years.
Yeah.
But I've just not felt ready to put it out. I've played it, and it's been really nice getting different reactions, but the style has changed so many times. And that's a song called Status Quo, which it's not got a release date yet, but I think it's ready to go. Painted red, ricochet off your head. Ashes fall upon your skin. And to your left, nothing more to be said. Who am I to let you in? Two more steps and then you've got nothing left. The empty head from a single shell. And up above you see the glove of a larger hand, reaching out to swallow us soul. could do something about it, but you don't. You're always doing what everybody else does. You could do something to change it, but you don't. You're always doing what everybody else does. You always say that's the way it goes, but do I believe it? Oh no, no. Some might say it's a status quo, but you don't. You don't. Look at all that time I've wasted. Look at all the time I've wasted. Look at all this time could pass you by. Look at all that time I've wasted. Don't be like me, don't waste it. Look at all this time could pass you by. Oh, you could do something about it, but you don't. You're always doing what everybody else does. You could do something to change it, but you don't. You're always doing what everybody else does. You always say that's the way it goes, but do I believe it? Oh no, no. Some might say it's a status quo, but you don't. You don't. Thank you very much. I was in such like a rabbit hole, let's say. I was just so focused. And you know when you kind of hyper-focus and life gets in the way, you know, you don't have enough time to sit down and work on stuff. And when you do, you don't get enough time. And it's like, you're just rushing everything. I just think with the songs that I write, I need to take them out on the road before I finish them.
Yeah.
And almost, you know, I put a demo out first for people to listen. So Bubblegum Dreams, I put that out 2 years ago and it wasn't even finished. I went back a year later and reproduced it and just swapped over the audio, which I don't know if people noticed or not, but you know, no one said anything.
Yeah.
So, and I just feel like I was able to take that time playing it live with and without the backing track, you know, because I haven't had a full band. It's just been me and a track. It's been building that and kind of seeing how the stagecraft develops, how the audience reacts to it, you know, and then I can go back into the studio, which is my bedroom, and I can kind of just work it out and try some new things.
Did it feel like you started again in a way? So you have some people that will have been on the scene for years, yet they almost kind of restart or they win awards or something like that, and it's like best newcomer, for example. And you're like, hold on, they've been around for 10 years. Have you got like a kind of level of understanding with that? You're like, no, I get it, because you can almost reinvent yourself, and you are a new artist. So when you take that break, do you come back almost with a different kind of sound and energy to it? Like, is that how you feel?
Yeah, it depends, because I think the biggest things for me, I got a new guitar.
Yeah.
You know, I treat myself to a new guitar. I kept walking past this shop window in Bexhill, where I'm from, and it was just there. And I was like, oh, am I gonna? And I think it was Christmas 24.
Okay.
I think. And I got it. And it's got flat wound strings. It's a much deeper tone. And especially doing stuff solo, it just resonates so well. And I think that changed my sound, because I was playing stuff differently. Before, I was playing an electric guitar. It's all like really high end, really thin guitar parts. And then when I got this synthesizer called the Arturia Micro Freak, that changed everything, because I was just using the GarageBand presets, you know, and there's so many different presets on this thing, and it's so versatile, and just it allowed me to really take stuff out of the mix and go, okay, what fits? Does it need to be softer? Does it need to be harsher? And it's just been really freeing to work with it.
So you've been exploring your sound, and that's the key word there, isn't it? Free. Like genuinely, you're just exploring. You're quite relaxed with it in terms of that. So band-wise, like, is this something Tellums is going to kind of push forward on your own? Like, or are you thinking, I actually want a band behind me?
Well, it's so weird. Like, I started with the band, but obviously was producing the tracks still. The difficult thing that we had was that the tracks were full, and the band had guitar, vocals, keyboard, and drums. No bass. The bass was all done on the keys, you know. and we just split the keys down the middle. But we only have so many hands, right? And we didn't use any kind of technology to run the track through it. So we just had to work with what we had. And I guess the other thing changing my sound a bit was when the guys left, when they went and did other things, I was more free to have that bigger sound. And I didn't get there straight away. I did a few gigs just doing acoustic stuff and playing sets with absolutely no technology. And I was like, I'm just going to try this. I'm going to put it together. I had like 4 gigs over the space of 3 days. And I was just like, why not? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But at least I can road test it.
Yeah.
But
What's the worst that can happen, right? You was like, if it goes right, a bonus. If it doesn't, I've got something to work on.
Yeah. And I think I'm still working on it. But I did my first ever gig with a drummer in like a year, And I think the last gig I did with a drummer was with this guy. His name's Braden Tilbury. Yeah. And he's phenomenal.
Shout out Braden.
Shout out Braden. Yeah, he's amazing. And it was so nice. The gig was on Tuesday. Yeah. It was so nice to actually play with a live musician again. Because I was so used to the Robo Band. Yeah. That I kind of forgot how to be on stage with someone.
And you can't talk to the Robo Band.
No, you can't.
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
They don't really say anything back to you.
Yeah.
So I was convinced, I had a phone call today and I was convinced that it was an AI that I was speaking to.
Well, they're getting good,
pauses was so long, but it was a human because I kind of tested it. I threw something rogue out.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's that human contact. And I think music massively is that. I mean, you know what's going on in the news and the media at the moment with, AI, music artists and things like that. Have you got a stance on that? Have you got something that have you kind of got an opinion on that? Do you believe music should be just human-based even as we kind of develop technology?
I think there's so much you can do with AI, but I think it's working out what you should do, And I think you never know where it's taking these ideas from because people are just, they're throwing prompts in, they're building full songs. Yeah. And I think the thing I love about making songs is that trial and error process and not getting it right straight away. And that's why I'll sit with a song for a year. I'll do it one way, not like it, do it another way, And there's nothing better than having that creative process and something taking that away. If you're stuck on something, use it as a tool, not a crutch. I think if you're going to use it whatsoever, because I think for some people that aren't very musical and they just want to come up with lyrics, come up with a melody, but they can't play an instrument, fine, or find people that can play for you. But if you're just doing it for fun, but if it's something that's like, you're trying to make a career out of it, that's where I think people take the problem and they kind of take issue with it.
Because you feel like, or they feel like it's kind of taken away from artists.
Yeah. And imagine session musicians, right? Yeah. Session musicians, that's their life. They get paid to work in the studio environment, to help play the parts. Yeah. And sometimes, do it live as well. And if they can't do that, that's like killing that part of the industry.
What would be the ultimate thing for you? What would be the ultimate kind of, so some people mention Glastonbury, kind of being on the stage there and things like that. So what would it be for you? What would that look like for Tellums?
Okay. This is one that I've thought about quite a lot, actually, because I work at a venue in Bexhill called the Delaware Pavilion. Mm-hmm. And there's a band that you might know called Scouting for Girls. Yes. And every time they play, they sell out all the time. But
she's so lovely.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
That's what you got.
And it's so lovely to have them there. But they've got such a dedicated audience, and they can sell out the venue every single time. Just they could post about it the day before, it would sell out. Yeah, they could do it so last minute and it would sell out. And I think if I can get an audience like that, whether it be 10 people in a small room or even in a big room, but if I can fill a room and people are excited into it, it doesn't matter how big I get, I like playing live, I like writing songs, I like working with other musicians, I love the whole kind of package. And if it just starts to grow, that's incredible. But
so are you saying it's more to do with like a consistent audience, or you've got like a fan base that you could put out a show and they're there for you, like they show up? Yeah, okay, in that respect. Yeah. So it's not like you're wanting to join Scouting for Girls. It's more.
I mean, if they asked,
you'll be there.
Yeah,
you'll be there in the shot. So either or, either their fan base or
if they're watching this. Hi guys, I've got a little synthesizer. I can join in.
Don't promise people your little synthesizer. That's not what you need to
You wait till you see it. It's not like an ordinary synthesizer. It's touch sensitive. It's got a little whammy bar.
Wow.
It's crazy,
Wow.
man.
So just, yeah.
And it's light, so I can just, I can get on the bus, little
You're really selling
carrier
this.
bag.
You're selling this. You're selling this little synthesizer.
Oh man, this is my pitch.
Wow. Okay. I'm half sold. I'm half sold.
Half sold.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll wait for the email tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll check my emails.
Okay. Okay. Maybe.
Shall I send you a picture?
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm asking everybody just what it is or what music means to them. So that's going to be something I'm asking everybody this season. And I just think it's a lovely question
It's
to
a
just
very lovely
ask
question.
people. And I'm intrigued. I want to know. I think, music is just one of those ones, a unifier of, and I'm not going to say this every time. It's because you're the OG.
Yes.
Is what this is.
I'm so honored.
Tellums. But yeah, what does music mean to you?
It's something that's always been in my life, which I feel like is a common response probably, because music is everywhere. Music is such a universal language, There's so many languages, there's so many different cultures and it's so diverse. But I think there's something about a melody that can just unite everyone. Even if you don't understand it, you can feel music. It's not always something that you hear and understand. It's something you feel. And again, going back to the audience question, if I can just get a load of people in a room and make them feel something, that's incredible. But I'd always listen in the car whenever we go on long drives, because we've got family that live in Wales and in Oxfordshire. We'd always be traveling, and we'd put this CD on in the car. It was either Keane, Newton Faulkner, Snow Patrol, Coldplay, McFly, a lot of early 2000s stuff. And it's just always on. And then you get your first radio and you're like, yes, I'm going to get some of these CDs. And then it all becomes digital and you have it on your phone. Nice. But everywhere I go, when I'm cleaning, when I'm walking to work, even when I'm having my lunch, it's always on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live without it.
And you should end it there, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't live without it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm asking that question. And that's why I've asked the question, just because that answer was just beautiful. Tellums. And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So that has been White Room Sessions. This has been our first episode of season 2. Let's go. I can't wait. Bye.